The news you count on. NBC2 News at 11.
I don't wear the mask in the airport at all. At all. TSA makes you do it to get through TSA, but the second I get my bin and I put my belt back on, it's off.
Instead of a mask, this Cape Coral man wears a bright red thong on airplanes. Thank you for watching NBC2. I'm Peter Bush. Adam Jenny says he's done this almost 24 times throughout the pandemic, but this time it didn't fly with a crew in Fort Lauderdale. NBC2's Sarah Metz is talking to the man who says he is making history.
A Cape Coral man was spotted on a United Airlines flight masking up, but not with one of these. He actually was wearing underwear on his face.
This is Adam Jenny.
To which I replied, it's a mask, doing its job.
Wearing his statement piece, a bright red thong.
I think the best way to illustrate absurdity is with absurdity.
Jenny says he's worn underwear as a mask since the beginning of the pandemic.
Every single flight has been met with different reactions from the flight crew.
And this time, they weren't having it.
I am banned from flying United, so much for the customer is always right.
He got kicked off the flight, but what happened after is what really surprised him.
People started filing off the plane. Maybe a dozen, something like that.
It happened after this guy questioned why Jenny got removed. Then he says others followed his lead.
It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. COVID doesn't know that we're at cruising altitude. It's stupid. The whole thing is theater.
Even as COVID cases start to climb again and hospitals fill up across the country, Jenny is comparing himself to civil rights icons.
Everything else that has sparked change in this country has started from everyday people. Rosa Parks was nobody famous. She changed the course of history.
United Airlines says Jenny wasn't in compliance with the federal mask mandate, and they gave him a refund. Jenny will try to fly again tomorrow with a different airline.
Hopefully Spirit has a better sense of humor tomorrow. We'll see, I guess.
Reporting in Lee County, Sarah Metz, NBC2.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this dude got on a United Airlines flight with a woman's red thong on his face as a covering. And of course, the airline told him it was not acceptable. And he had the audacity to compare himself to Rosa Parks. Man, y'all always try to reference something black. I'll be damned. They'll try to compare their plight to the civil rights movement. I've even heard these folks protest and sing, "We shall overcome." I'm still trying to figure out what the hell are they trying to overcome. Or remember in the beginning, oh, the lockdown is like slavery. Well, your folks sure didn't go through that slavery. Wearing a mask, that's like slavery. Again, your people didn't go through that slavery. Get the hell out of here. Always trying to make a false equivalence. First of all, Rosa Parks worked her ass off all day long. She was exhausted. She sat down on the bus and they expected her to get up and give it to some white man. I don't blame her for not getting up. So this is the insider, ladies and gentlemen. A man who was kicked off a United Airline flight over wearing a red thong on his face instead of a face covering compared himself to civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks, reports say. What a joke. A man was removed from a United Airline flight after he used a red thong as a face covering. Adam Janine, 38, of Cape Coral, Florida. I should have known it was somebody from Florida. Okay, so they told him to disembark from the flight, set to take off to Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International Airport after getting into a dispute with flight attendants. The Fox affiliate WSVN 7 News Miami reported in the video circulating on Twitter You could see him wearing the red thong on his face. A staff member approached him and told him to disembark for non-compliance with the airline's mask requirement. So he told WSVN 7 News that he was wearing the underwear on his face instead of a mask to challenge the mask mandates on flights. Well, that's really not the time to challenge it when you got a plane full of people. Again, these folks seem to think that everybody on the planet just care about their political views, care about what they don't agree with, care about what they think and how they feel on certain issues. That is not the time. People are trying to get to their destination. You could have talked to the airlines about that before even getting on the flight. Okay, I mean, come on. Y'all do this over and over, and this is just a cry for attention. That's all it is. He knew putting that red thong on his face, it was going to draw attention. There is a federal mask mandate in place that required travelers in the US to wear a face mask on flights, trains, and buses, as well as in airports and other transit stations. Illustrating that absurdity by wearing a woman's underwear on my face sounds perfect. This is what he's claiming. Who wore an anti Joe Biden t shirt on the flight. Again, they think we give a crap about their political views on a flight. Nobody cares. So he had a Let's Go Brandon t shirt on. In an interview with NBC affiliate WBBH, he compared his actions to that of civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks. And you can miss us all with it, because what you did on that flight does not even compare to what Rosa Parks did. Try again. Everything else that has sparked change in this country has started from everyday people. Yeah, but those everyday people were trying to fight against discrimination. They were not putting women's panties on their face to make that point. I mean, this dude is falling so flat, it's not even funny. Rosa Parks wasn't famous. She changed the course of history. Right. At that time, Black people had to sit in the back of the bus. White people could only sit up front. It was a stupid rule. It was dumb. It came out of the minds of a racist. And see, if they could get away with that even to this day, they would reenact that in a minute. But see, the reason why they had to drop and make changes is because of money. Public transportations that were enforcing whites in the front, blacks in the back, they were losing a ton of money. It wasn't about Black people at all. It was all about the revenue. Okay. He claims that he wore these women underwears on more than one flight. But of course, the news station said this couldn't be verified. Every single flight has met him with different reactions from the flight crew, some with wild appreciation, others confrontational. He added that he was allowed to fly most of the time. Yeah, he is a white male in America. So he is claiming he's done this before and he didn't get thrown off of flights. This is the first time he's been thrown off a flight. Mm-mm-mm. So he was removed from the plane by security. So he later received an email from United Airlines that said he was barred from flying on the airline while the company reviewed his case. And really, that's the best thing to do. Put them on a no-fly list. That's all. I mean, and keep it moving. In a statement to WBBH, United said it stood by the employees who made the call to remove him from the aircraft. The customer clearly wasn't in compliance with the federal mask mandate, and we appreciate that our team addressed the issue on the ground prior to takeoff, avoiding any potential disruption on the air. The statement said United Airlines did not immediately respond to a request for comment from the insider. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess he didn't get the reaction he was looking for. So he can't fly United now. I don't know if he's going to go on a no-fly list for all airlines, because I know they were kicking around that idea. Saying that they can't get on any flight once they go on a no-fly list. So I don't know if that's going to be the case for him, but I know United have already blacklisted him from flying. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I think this was the dumbest thing ever. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.